Okay, well, you know what? Since I'm really bored, I decided to um, just make that next section thing now. Hey, why not? The next vlog slash vlog. So yeah, I thought I would just talk a little bit about less than 10 minutes about a few topics that often come up in terms of sexuality and I don't know transness or relationships also and transness, quote unquote trans, or just gender, because I don't really like the transness, just gender, whatever. We all have a gender. It's always different. Not just trans people go through these issues. Um, but anyway, so one thing that many people talk about and wonder about: when is it correct or appropriate, quote unquote appropriate, to reveal your status as someone who may identify as transsexual or, you know, transgender or cross dressing or whatever you identify as, if, your, I guess, sex doesn't match your gender or something like that. Whatever. When do you reveal that? Me, what do I say? Because that's what this blog is about. Um, I think, honestly, uh, I think it's whenever the person deems it appropriate. I know some people who don't ever tell them until there's sometimes when they don't tell them, till uh, the act. Then they're just like surprise. There's some people who don't want to know until the act, and then are like, oh, I'm excited. I want to know what's down there. Um, and I guess for me, um, I always pretty much reveal my status as someone who's queer and trans at like very early in my relationships with folk. If I think if I really want to be friends with this person or if I want to be in any way intimate with this person, I generally tend to reveal those statuses pretty early, just because I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste my time with someone who's gonna be like, "What is trans?" And I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like that's part of who I am and part of like the issues that are really important to me and like gender and sexuality and all that. So, I don't want someone to be like, "What do you mean trans?" Because that's happened to me a few times, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I should have told you earlier. This is a waste of my time. Let's not even talk right now." Yeah, and I've had people who are like, "Well, then how was your penis made?" And I'm just like, "Oh my god, this is a funny, awkward conversation. I don't know you well enough for this. Let's never talk again. Delete or block." Um, so yeah, I tend to do it really early on. But that's just my choice. Whatevs, to each their own. Um, yeah. So for oh, I don't know. I wrote down some other random stuff like gender dysphoria, quote unquote, and honesty, and what does that mean? Oh, okay, I got you. Uh, I wrote gender dysphoria because or quote unquote gender dysphoria, just not feeling comfortable with one's gender and or body in general. Because that could have anything to do with your body image. Well, yeah, anything to do with your body image. Period. Like whether you think you're too fat or too skinny or too jiggly or too muscular or too pretty. um, you know, uh, Sometimes I feel uncomfortable with my body. Lately, not as much, which I'm very happy about. And I've been very. I just think in terms of gender, not even gender, just body image issues while having sex, how they play into each other. Just be honest, if you're feeling super uncomfortable at the time and you just can't handle it right now, just tell whoever you're with that you can't handle it, because otherwise you're really just going to be doing damage to yourself and to the whatever you have going there, and it's just going to be really awkward, and you don't want to like wait till it becomes completely unbearable and then you blow up at your partner or your whatever the person you're with, and then it's like really uncomfortable. So if you're feeling uncomfortable, just be honest about it. be like, hey, I don't really feel comfortable being touched that way today or right now, or check back in 10 minutes. you know, so that's pretty much what I got to say about that. Um, I also wrote down how does gender play out in sex, which I know I have a very vague answer for, but I don't know. I just wrote that down because why not, you know? Because I'm talking. So, how does gender play out in sex? You know, a lot of people are like, men like to fuck women or vaginas or holes, and women like to be fucked and things, and it's not feminine for women to want to fuck things, and it's not masculine for men to want to be fucked. And I'm just like, whatever. So then, gay men are women. Hmm. And some people do think that, but they're morons. So hey, um, yeah. Uh, wow. Anyways, I think gender and sex, the act of sex, really don't have that much to do with each other. People like different things. There's straight men, gender, sexuality, and sex activity, or intercourse or whatever. If you want to be like very sterile about it, don't have anything to do with each other. There's a lot of straight men who like to get fucked. There's a lot of gay men who don't like to get fucked. There's plenty of people. Um, I don't know. I don't. I'm sure somewhere there's like women that don't like to have that kind of like penetrative sex because they feel uncomfortable with it, and they might identify very much with the label of woman, but not feel comfortable with it. Um, you know, yeah. Um, yeah, that's pretty much all I've asked to say. In terms of me, that's TMI. Unless you're having sex with me, you're not gonna figure that out. So, or unless you have a conversation with me in person, but I don't really feel comfortable putting it on the internet. Like, what am I into? Um, yeah, I don't think it's anywhere on the internet right now. Uh, so yeah, check back with me later, and I guess, I don't know, feel free to respond, and if you disagree or if you agree, or just video respond to me, because that would be fun. I really want to feel like I'm having conversations with people, and I know some people watch my videos, but not a lot of people respond, which is fine. Some people are bored and want to listen or don't want to listen to the whole thing and don't. Whatever. Either way, please respond. You don't have to. Okay. Peace out. Sticks and stones may break